Go again, Matt.
Okay. I'm Matt Welty, a co-host of Full Size Run in the Complex Sneakers Show, 2 talk shows about sneakers. I write and talk about sneakers for a living.
Cool. Brendan, how about you?
Yes, my name is Brendan Dunne, much of the same. I co-host those same shows alongside my friend and colleague Matt Welty, write about sneakers, think about sneakers all the time, and happy to be here in Kuala Lumpur.
Yo, Trinidad James. I do a lot of different things, but overall, I just love art, and I take art and make, beautiful things that inspire people. That's what I do for a living mostly. Let art inspire. I could give you a list of a million things I do, but mainly just taking art, flipping it, and inspiring people. That's what I do.
Woo!
Hello everybody, my name is Edson Sabajo. I'm 51 years old, co-founder, co-owner of Patta in Amsterdam, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Okay, nice. All right, so a lot of you are from the industry, and generally we are talking about trends today. All right, so I'd just like to start off the first one. Right now, there's a huge trend, what you call mesh runners, right? And it's almost the same here in Malaysia. Can you guys talk a bit about that over in the States? What is the current trend? Mesh runners, and is there any other trend that's upcoming?
Yeah, I think this summer you saw a lot of Asics, style get popular. I remember selling these shoes working at Dick's Sporting Goods and Foot Locker back in the day, and it was just old white guys who wanted running shoes, and I never thought that they were cool. And then all of a sudden, this summer, you saw everyone wearing them, and it just, I think people just want something that's not hype and you can wear every day, so that's where we're at.
Why do you think, personally, why do you think it's hype right now? Is there like a particular influencer, or is it just because it's the current look for the year?
I don't know. I think you saw a lot of. I think you saw. Oh, there we go. My voice sounds completely different now. I think you saw it was like one of the shoes that crossed gender lines. You see men and women both wear it. It looks cool on everyone. People want things that's comfortable and that they can actually buy, it feels like. People get tired about striking out on Travis Scott Air Jordan 1s so much that maybe they just change their mind on things, so.
Okay, anybody else you want to add on to current trends right now?
Have you seen that in Europe? Are people wearing like Y2K mesh runners in the same way, Edson?
No, I mean, in Europe, in general, everybody wears running shoes from the get-go. So MXs, and even like these, or like they start wearing it. They want to be different than the rest. So everybody's wearing, let's say, donks or whatever, but there's a lot of people that wear like other kind of shoes, especially running shoes. They're comfortable and it's easy. And nowadays, everybody has sneakers. So even like the lawyer, the housekeeper, everybody wears sneakers. If you can imagine, back in the 80s or 90s, you couldn't go with sneakers inside a club. Now you have to have sneakers go inside a club. So, yeah, it's a thing, and I don't think it's a trend. I think it's a thing that is to stay, because it will come back. It's full circle the whole time. I think, for me.
Yeah.
For me personally, I think that because I purchase a lot of shoes throughout the year, I think going off of what Welty said, the reason why Asics is kind of become a newer trend that we see now in the States is because of all the work that New Balance has been doing the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. New Balance deserves a trophy in the world of sneakers because they saved the game. Nike and Adidas, they're trying, but it's just like people want something fresh. Nike will never not be Nike. It will always be top of the top. But people are tired of climbing a mountain they won't never reach the top of. Yeah. And I think that goes back to Welty's point of that's why Asics and other brands I have a chance to shine. Like even when I walk around here and I look at what people are wearing, you know what I'm saying? Of course you got people that have on Dunks. Of course you got people that have on Jordan 1s. Those are the two most popular shoes in the entire world, of course. But I think that the most beautiful thing about it, and what matters the most, is that you have your Nike Dunk guy, you have your Nike Air Max guy, you have your Nike Jordan 1 girl, you have your Air Force 1 girl, but you also have your Asics and New Balance guy and girl, and they feel just as confident. And to me, that's what's really cool. The confidence that people still have rocking Asics and rocking New Balance is a confidence that I never thought that I would have ever saw, because I've wore cool shoes my entire life. And I didn't know that, oh wow, the game was going to change, and New Balance and ASIC and so many other companies would come on the scene and actually make a mark.
But what about Sambas? What do you guys think about Sambas? It's huge here. JD Sports, all the retailers here are selling out Sambas like mad. Is it the same in the States?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty hard sometimes, and like they have like broken size runs and not necessarily all the stock in store at any given time, and sometimes it can be hard to find like, you know, the smaller sizes even at the Adidas original store, where you'd expect that they would just always have a shoe like a Samba in stock. But I'm not mad at that. I'm glad that people are into a model that they didn't necessarily care about that much a few years ago.
Do you feel the same way about Sambas the way you feel about Panda Dunks?
I'm fine with Panda Dunks.
Whoa, okay. Whoa, are you sure?
Well, are you sure?
Yeah.
You're fine with Panda Dunks?
I'm on the record as not offended by that. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. So, is it the same in Europe? I know like low core is what Sambas are, you know, from, and
They're comfortable. So people love comfortability, so they're gonna get a Samba. It's a comfortable shoes. And also, to the point where Trinidad was saying, there's much more new people. So there's a lot of people that don't even know about a Samba, and they just like the shoe. And also they're like, a Saucony or like a ASIC, or even E-Tonic will come back with a shoe, etc. But because there's more people now that are wearing sneakers, which is incredible. It's really dope. I like that a lot.
all right. I'm pretty sure a lot of you here would want to know because you guys are from the industry, you guys have a knowledge or things that are behind the scenes, and we are almost at the end of the year. Okay, what do you think would be the trend upcoming next year?
I have no idea. I feel like, it's funny even to hear you say that we're in the industry, because to me, like, we watch the industry and we report on what happens on it, but like Edson is like in the industry. Like, this guy makes shoes and sells shoes, and Trinidad is the next wave of that. Somebody like actually making shoes. Like, I know it. I don't really feel sometimes like I'm in the industry. Like, I just react to stuff that I see and try.
But you're
to tell
friends
those
with them,
stories.
so I'm pretty sure they revealed some top secret stuff. Maybe why you're going to Shanghai.
So, I never want to try and make predictions either, because
Wait, this isn't going to be the biggest shoe to you?
Yes, for sure. But we're talking about upcoming trends. I don't know.
Yeah. So, how about Edson? Like, what do you think is the next coming trend?
Because this guy actually knows the shoes that are coming out.
He already purchased all of them.
Yeah,
first.
he purchased them.
No, there's not a new trend coming out. Definitely not. I mean, like, for us as Patta, we don't actually getting trends or whatever. We just want to set moods, and if there's a shoe with it, we buying it with it. So, for instance, if the mood is like outdoors, then you have so many brands like a Solomon, or like even like the E-Tonics or whatever. We just want to buy those and give that feeling. But to follow trends, it's a big thing. We don't do that actually. We actually set trends.
Yep.
One of the trends that we're setting right now is, doing the stuff with Barcelona. Like I said before in the movie, when I was like 6, 7 years old, you always dream about stuff. Everybody has dreams, you will dream about stuff. And now we had the opportunity to work with Barcelona and negotiate with Nike and with Barcelona and with the TN and with Spotify to make shit happen. And then last Friday I was at Barcelona and I saw our name on a billboard for free. Just blows my fucking mind. But it's just setting the trend down. this is what it's possible. You don't have to pay people to be up there. You can have a great story, great people, and then you can make it happen, basically. After all this, a lot of work though. A lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work. Dad, you got anything to say?
Yeah, I mean, I think that trends, when it comes to sneakers, it's going to be really tough to actually say something is new because you have too many goddamn Panda Dunks. You got too many Jordan 1s, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally, if you literally took a count of every single person in here, that's what majority of them have on. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, what they have in their closet, or whatever, they might have some other shoes, but what people choose to wear is the thing that gives them validation every day. And I think that once something comes close to giving you the right validation, that's when the trend set in. Because it's not just a shoe thing. It has to be the whole outfit. It got to be the socks, the top. It's not just the shoes. Not no more. Or whatever. That's why kids wear so much designer shoes, because they wear so much designer clothes. Or whatever. Streetwear is not even the same what it used to be anymore. You know what I'm saying? You still got brands like Patta and brands in that world who still give a damn about like the traditional streetwear. But in reality, once again, I'm paying attention to what the actual kids are wearing. And they're wearing stuff that at the age that they're wearing it, I couldn't afford stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole different time, a whole different ball game of what people are wearing. So to me, it's not just a shoe that's gonna set a trend. It's gonna be a look and an outfit, and then whatever shoe you can afford, that's what you're gonna put with it. You know what I'm saying? I see people doing phone posits again. You know what I'm saying? I see Nike dropping phone posits again. You know what I'm saying? The Samba thing, you know what I'm saying? It's really cool or whatever, you know. I mean, even for me being a Saucony guy or whatever, you know, it's like, these haven't been out since 1988. You know what I'm saying? It's like, these are coming back or whatever. And you got people like Jay Tips and my boy Bima that are bringing back like the Hurricane, Saucony 3D from back in the day. It's not about really setting a trend. It's kind of more of like, you can't put it all on the shoe anymore because clothes matter so much.
All right. I know you guys, every year, you guys do content about Sneaker of the Year. I'm going to put you guys on the spot. What are your top 3 sneakers of the year so far? Are you guys allowed to say that? Or is it exclusively for content?
Yeah, you have to
Are you talking about
website.
Personal opinion?
Personal opinion, yes, of course.
Or what we think that like everyone here thinks is the top?
No. Personal opinion. Yeah.
You got any in mind?
Of course I know.
Let me hear it.
I mean, it's too easy. You got the Wales Bonner Sambas, the silver. Those are crazy. If you don't think that's crazy, you can't dress. It's not my problem. It's always hard to remember all the shoes that we got this year. Oh my God.
Ramelzi SB Dunk. I'll say that for me for sure.
Which one?
Ramelzi SB Dunk High.
Okay.
Supreme.
Yeah.
Oh
Supreme,
man, what else has came out this year?
I would say, a personal opinion,
Go.
Action Bronson, New Balance,
Yep.
990.
Action Bronson. That's it, Action Bronson. It's something else too, man.
I mean, I'm gonna say it for me, and I'm not just saying it because he's on the stage right now, but the Patta Barcelona Air Max Plus.
Oh yeah,
this is
you
insane.
love that shit.
This is
He
insane. I've been
loves
talking
the
about
shit.
it. So.
Before I even knew I was gonna meet you, he was, oh, you know what I'm saying? He was pregnant. He was already pregnant. He was pregnant, bro. He was pregnant. Golly, I can't even remember everything that I bought this year. What did I love? What do I love? What do I love? The Sambas? Because I'm thinking of, I buy a lot of shoes, but I think about the shoes I come back to. It's like an album. It's like a good album. It's like, why am I coming back to this album that came out this year? It's the Sambas, it's the Action Bronson for sure. What else, bro?
Keith Sambas? No?
Hell no.
Keith Samba Clarks? No?
Hell no.
All right.
Edson, you got anything?
Totally done.
He has Sneaker of the Year on his feet already, so
Hey.
he's fine. You got anything else besides that one?
Here's what.
Ooh.
Yeah, because
You know what
I listen to your pod all the time.
I think I don't know if it's going to end up being sneaker of the year, but I think the SB Jordan 4.
I agree.
Oh,
White
the
green.
green ones. Yeah.
I think that's one of the best shoes that come out this year.
That's hard.
Would you be rocking it soon?
If I could get a pair of them, I would wear that sneaker.
To all the resellers out here,
Size
now's your
11.
chance. What size? Size 11?
Size 11.
Let him eat.
Yeah. Hook him up. Retail hookup.
20 ringgit?
That one is at Chinatown. That's tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tonight. You go any last pair because there's 3. You got like 2. One.
I didn't get them, but I think I really like the Kith A6 Kayano collection. Those are really good. Did the Arthur Carr Solomons come out this year or last year?
I don't know. That's your boy. That's you.
The Margiela
me.
Solomons was sick, but I think that was last year.
Yeah. If the Arthur Carr Solomons came out this
Oh
year.
yeah. I think it was last year.
Oh, well,
Arthur Carr was last year, right? I think it was last
I'm
year.
washed.
All right. Okay, so I listen to you guys a lot. I consume your content a lot. You guys talk a lot about what's on feet when you guys take the train to work, and you notice that the trend is shifting away from Nike, right? Maybe you want to touch a little bit about that, like why these brands are doing well, why all these other brands besides Nike are doing well, and why Nike is not doing so well. I know it's a bit controversial, but just your thoughts on it. And I know, Edson, you work with Nike very closely.
Is Nike not doing well, bro?
No, that's the thing. Like,
Is they're not? They're killing it. It's Nike, bro.
Nike is absolutely doing well and performing just fine and selling as many shoes as they need to be selling, and the stock
they're boring,
is performing
right?
well. But I think that the amount that they accelerated hype and made things inaccessible, and they know this and they've acknowledged this themselves in meetings and documents, that it made an environment that was frustrating for people and allowed brands like New Balance to come in and do things that are alternative, and that gave people a different option. So I think Nike, like Trinidad mentioned, Nike's still doing well, and like you said, it's hard to ever top them, really. Like they're performing, they're going to sell more Panda Dunks in a year than most New Balance sneakers will sell in 5 years. You know what I mean? So like,
What about Taylor Swift wearing the New Balance 550s?
Ooh,
yeah,
that's
they
a
might
hot
sell
one.
a few of those. but yeah, I think that's the circumstance, or that's one of the things that contributed to that environment.
I think too, and maybe this is just a theory I have in my head, that I mean, we're all up here, we've all been doing sneakers for a long time. I think that the sneaker culture thing's gotten to the point where it's like sneakerheads are getting old, and that's totally cool. And I think as you age, it's like you get into different shoes, and maybe an Air Jordan 13 isn't the sneaker you're gonna want to wear when you're in your 40s. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, And you see a lot of these styles that are getting popular, whether it's a Saucony mesh running shoe or a New Balance or a Kith A6 or Kayano, etc. They were all like dad shoes, right? And I know the dad shoe trend is like been written about and talked about forever, but it's like now these companies are all making cool sneakers for people who are a little bit older, and I feel like that's catching on, and maybe that's why you've seen success with a bunch of these models, You
guys got anything to add?
I think for the most part, they pretty wrapped it up. I mean, as much as I got no Sauconys.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Saucony guy, so it's like, but I'm not gonna act like I don't have 7,000 pairs of Nikes. The best Nikes ever that nobody can beat. You see what I'm saying? It's like I feel that I use this Batman quote, and if you watch the show, I use it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like literally,
Wait, you've
you know
said
what I'm
this
saying?
before?
It's either you die a hero or you live long enough to turn into a villain.
Yeah.
And that's literally what it is. It's like after you be number one at the top for so long, bro, people just get tired of seeing you at the top. And I'm not gonna act like Solomon, Adidas. I mean, not Adidas. Well, I mean, I like the Samba. I do like the Samba. So that's Adidas. So and who else? What other brand we were just talking? A6, New Balance. They're making good shoes. I think that it still has to come down to making good shoes, good colorways, good stories. And that is what I think that is something we haven't spoke on yet. The stories behind the Nike shoes, what they used to be, they don't have the same stories anymore. They don't have the same commercials. They don't even got the same apparel. So it's like, it's just another Jordan 1, another Dunk, where Action Bronson is a little bit different, and it's a little bit different of a story. I feel that the other companies are taking this time to really give you details and quality with their shoe, because this is their time, and when it's your time, you must act accordingly.
Edson, you got anything to add about my question?
Totally not. No, you do. Everybody's right. There's not a wrong. And to the point is just there are more people at the end of the day. So there's more market, and everybody can share it. And what Trinidad said, always good with a story, but sometimes like a Nike doesn't have to make a story no more. Upon that Dunk, if people are wearing it on the street, there's like an 80%, you have to understand, it's pop culture now, everywhere in the world. It doesn't matter where you go in the world, everybody has sneakers. So there is market for everybody, and then Nike is more like, look, what can we drop that we didn't drop for like 5 years ago? And they drop it again, and then everybody still buys it. Or like new people that got into sneakers will buy it. And there's more market for whatever, New Balances, Asics, etc. And we're getting older, that too.
You guys mentioned something about telling a story when you sell sneakers, right? And there's like two sides to the coin. Sometimes there's like, it's like a Panda Dunk and it just sells. And then sometimes you gotta tell a lot of story, and you've gotta tell this part represents what. There's so many like reference to a pair, and then it sells. Which side would you prefer? Like just the shoe looking great, or telling a story, or like, you know, just putting it out there and just, oh, it's a cool shoe, I'll just buy it. What makes you want to buy a pair of shoe? Personally, like, is it a story, or is it how it looks like, or what? You get what I'm saying?
Story. Like, I use my shoe, for example. I'm going to use my shoe.
Yeah.
If I just put this is my shoe that comes out 2024. If I just put this on the shelf, people will pass by it. But if I stood in front of the shoe and told you what everything meant and every single detail, I guarantee 50% more of those people will buy the shoe if you knew the story. Even maybe 75%. But if I just put it on the shelf, they'll pass it. It's the truth. I know it for sure, so I'm a story guy. I'm gonna go for stories.
Yeah.
All the same?
I mean, I think sometimes I get tired of the story stuff. Like, I feel like it's important, but I feel like sneakers got to a point in the 2010s where every brand, and I think there's a time and a place for it, but we got to a point where every brand was like, every colorway needed to be like, you think of like the KD line where it's like Kevin Durant likes peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, so we have to do a KD6 based on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or like LeBron swatted a mosquito once, so here's the fucking mosquito bite LeBron 17.
Michael Jordan stepped on a piece of bubble gum,
You know,
and they made Air
like
Jordan
stuff
1s.
like that. So, and I feel like it's a pendulum that swings back and forth, where we have it one time where everything's all storied out, and then we get to this other part where it's just clean colorways. And, you know, I gotta, again, like, I hope people know the shoes that Patta has done, but like, you know, talking about the best shoes that these guys have done, like, to me, there wasn't necessarily a lot of story behind it. It was just like, bam, this is hard, this is clean, you know what I mean?
True, but it's also a lot of story. But the story is most about us as a brand, as a company, and not about we killed a mosquito and then put it on the thing. That is not a story. That is a selling point to sell. For us, it's just telling the story. And even if we have 20 pairs, we just keep on telling the story. And the other thing, the shoe has to be good. Like quality-wise, like if I look at those, especially quality-wise, I know it's good. Not to diss my guy, but you already know when you see that shoe over there, probably made over there, quality is not that good. For me, I'm not going to buy it. But that's not because it's a shell toe, because everybody loves shell toes, etc. But I understand that quality-wise isn't that super top. But that's my personal thing. For other people, it's like, oh shit, it's blue, white, shit, I need to buy it. But for every person, it's different. So that's why there is end stories, and quality, and the availability, and whatsoever to sell a shoe. So you have different markets. And the market is so big that for every person, there is a insight to get the shoe, or for the story, or for the quality, or for the price point, or for whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think stories do matter, and there's a lot of stories that I think that we've all been guilty of falling into in buying a shoe over the years. I think we talked to her called Soulbox in Germany, who's done some of the best sneaker collaborations of all time, said, hey, if I design a shoe and it doesn't look good, then nobody's going to want to buy it. So at the end of the day, I have to design a shoe that looks good. And I think sometimes it's hard to break it down to that, but if you want your shoes to look good. Nobody wants to wear a pair of shoes where they get made fun of wearing them, but then someone comes up to them and they go, oh, those shoes suck. But then you go, but you know that they're actually inspired by this.
Mosquito bite 17s.
You know, it's you want your shoes to do the talking, and everything that does it has the design language on. Everything else is like added on top.
No, you're totally right. So the shoe has to look good and the quality has to be good.
Yep.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
And when the bottom line is there, you can tell any kind of story if you need it. And if the quality of the shoe is good, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
All right, we will go into some not so serious questions. All right, so yeah, I know. If you, this is very typical question, right? If you had to only wear one pair of sneaker every day for the rest of your life, which would it be? Because I'm asking this question because every time we do one of this, somebody will ask that question. So before they ask, I'm going to ask it now. All right? So
I can go first, I know. It's the Jordan 2 white, black, and red classic every day.
Jordan 2, all right.
Jordan 2.
I think the last time that shoe came out, you said you needed 12 pairs total, or how many pairs was it that you needed?
10.
Okay.
How about the rest of you guys? Like, what would you wear every day? Like, if you are only able to choose one pair every day?
No, at the moment I go for normal shoes, for church sandals. The church sandals are the best, and plus also if the church sandal gets broken from underneath, you can always go back to the store and replace it, so you don't have to do anything. But church sandals are the one. Bit expensive, but it's good quality, everything.
Interesting choice. Nice.
Probably like a pair of gray New Balance 990s. Probably like a 990 V3.
Which one? V3.
V3. But now, I mean, just every day, I feel like I've been wearing Merrell Hydro Mocs.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
I told myself that I wasn't going to wear like Croc looking like shoes.
Yeah.
And I started wearing them in my backyard to grill. And then I slowly started wearing them more and more. And now I'm becoming an old man, so.
Okay. Brendan?
My answer to this changes all the time, and it's just based on whatever I'm into, but it's usually a white leather shoe, and I wear Mephistos a lot right now. White leather Mephistos, right? I wear that shoe all the time. Yep.
Okay, interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, if you... okay, so this question is targeted to the three of them, but Edson, I know you get collabs all the time, right? You can answer if you want. Maybe you have a Holy Grail collab you have not done yet. But this question, if you can have your own signature shoe, which brand and model would it be? Let's start with Matt.
I mean, I would love for New Balance to do a real collaboration one day. You know, maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. Put it out into the universe. But I mean, whatever they'd want to do, I'd pretty much do it.
Okay. Brendan?
This is gonna sound like a cop-out, but I don't want I don't like, that's not what I dream about, and I realize
What do you dream about?
you don't wanna know. But I'm just like, I'm not a designer. Like, I'm not a person who thinks about what would look good on shoes. Like, I'm happy to kind of be on the other side of it, interpreting them and helping to uncover what was behind them and things like that. designing shoes is not something I aspire to or not something I think that I'd be particularly good at. It sounds stressful, and in the moments that I've had those opportunities, it's been stressful, and I don't know if I can deliver on that. So that's not like...
Don't you have a shoe coming out this year?
Maybe if I... That's the thing, if I actually make it happen, but it's not something I like... I like desire to do very much.
Okay.
That's real. That's super real, actually. I love Jordan 2s, so it's like, I guess in a perfect world, but in reality it'd be Nike, and then it'd be Nike sportswear. So whatever they wanted to do Nike sportswear, I'ma crush it.
It's funny because all these like dream things we're talking about, Edson has actually done all these things.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he's the one. He's the last guy to go.
It's like I don't have to dream it.
He's the last guy to go. So
No, I mean, like, from all the collabs that we did, my personal favorite is the kangaroos, because the guy that is a licensee in Germany, Sense, German guy, and we as black kids, we came in, and he taught us so much about the game, and he didn't have to do it. Plus, we had like I say it like judging a book by its cover, because he thought about like, yo, bunch of niggas coming in, you know, and we thought about them like, oh, German, you know, straight, they're like punktlich, they call it. But at the end of the day, we were spending 3 days at their stay. It was me, Tim G, we smoking and doing stuff, and we also said to them, you have to take your kangaroo logo, get it off. That was the first thing, because kangaroo is known for their pocket. In the pocket back in the 80s, you used to put like marbles or weed or pocket change, you put that in just to have it. So that was the marketing point for us to sell it. And then we said to them like, okay, we want to go into your collection. And he gave us full hand. And then at the end of the weekend, I had to present it what we wanted to make. And we made it, and we made the present. And he took me aside. He said, I have this contract for you guys. I'm gonna tear it apart, because I didn't expect it from basically three black guys to make stuff like that. So I'm gonna give you a new contract where you have points. And so I've learned about points and dealing with stuff if I make stuff from scratch. And till up this day, when I need advice or like stuff, we always talk and be in communication, which is rare in the whole business. So for me personally, the best collab that we did as Patta was with kangaroos, because I learned a lot with that. Yeah.
thanks for revealing that. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Okay, last serious question, I promise. Serious one, all right? Everyone's been talking, for over here in Malaysia, the sneaker reselling community, sneaker reselling game has been in a bubble. They say it's already burst. Everything is slowing down. Resale prices are low. It's not as hype as it used to be. What do you guys say about that? Is it the same in the US? Do you see the same thing? Do you feel that is happening? Yeah.
I think so. Beforehand you always had like resellers, I guess, had the want that you wanted to get a shoe that was worth $1,000, right? Like you get a shoe that's worth $1,000, it's like you hit the jackpot. I think the pandemic really exacerbated the reselling game. A lot of people wanted to find ways to get rich quick. You got a lot of people getting into shoes that kind of overflooded the market. You had all these like fake values on sneakers where people are spending $3,000 on a pair of SB Dunks that used to be $400. That just like NFTs, that whole thing's not going to last forever. Thank God it didn't. But yeah, I think whenever you create a market that's based off of unrealistic values and want it to last that long, I just don't think that people are willing to put up with it. So,
anybody else got anything to say about it? This topic?
Yeah, I think it's definitely slowed down, but I think that it's still a real market that's strong and stable. But I think it's probably cooled off from the peak in 2021.
You think it's good that it slowed down?
It doesn't make that much difference to me. I mean, I feel like people are still super into sneakers. I feel like if anything, maybe it's good if it slowed down, if it makes people more able to buy the shoes that they want and less have to pay tax to a middleman. So if that's the case, then I'm glad about that.
To go back to what Edson was saying about like, you still got to make good shoes. It's the same thing. It's like, you still got to do good business. And I feel like the reselling game, the business is stupid. They're like just trying to make $20. Like they're doing all this for $20, $40, $60.
20 ringgit.
$100. It's like, you gotta understand that time management, literally the older you get, the older everybody in here gets, is the more that money doesn't mean anything and time means everything. Time is your biggest currency the older you get. When you're young, money is all you can think about because all you want to do is buy shit. After you bought everything, like I guess us old guys, however you realize that time is the best currency. So time management is horrible. You spend all this time getting all these pairs, and then you come and sell it for only a $60, $20 flip. That doesn't equal out to how much time you spent to accumulate the shoes, to me. So that's horrible use of your time management when it comes to business. That's bad business, to me.
Edson, do you want to add anything?
No, he's right. Bad business. Or you have to have like 100 pairs of a shoe. Then it's maybe a business. But then no, I mean like reselling is to me like that's perfect, whatever, because we started also as a reseller, Patta in 2004, to go to New York or go to Asia, buy sneakers and put it in the stores. And we had 12 pairs. The only thing was different, there was less people. But, you know, so many stories, I'm not going to bore you with that. But it's fun, always fun.
All right, so that's my last question. All right, I promise. We will open up the questions to the floor. If any of you got questions, do come up and I'll pass you the mic to ask any questions. So let's make this quick. Let's try not to take too much time. Whoever's got any question, raise your hand and come to the front. All right.
Hello guys, I'm Martin. I'm from Singapore. Okay, I've got two questions for you guys. In the US, right, do you think like the consignment stores are really hurting mom and pop shops? And the second is, what do you think of the Reimagine series? Like the Reimagine Lost and Found, the Reimagine Royals, the Reimagine White Cements. Okay, that's all. The question is for the four of you.
So the first question was whether or not consignment stores are hurting mom and pop shops. I don't really think so, because I feel like a lot of times those consignment stores are supporting those places by like buying up their stock and, you know, like clearing them out in a way. So I don't think so. And Reimagine, I like pretty much every Reimagine Jordan they've dropped so far, so I'm into that.
Yeah, I mean, some of them have been good. I think the black cement 4s, right, that are coming out, or bread 4s, sorry, yeah, are not that good. So it's like a case-by-case basis. Maybe some consignment shops hurt retailers. I feel like there's a lot of people out there who maybe want a Panda Dunk and they just Google something and then buy it from there. They don't even know what a retail shop is. You know, you go to a mall and just see the store that has all the shrink wrap Dunks and Jordan 1s, and I'm sure you get some teenagers who think that that's just a regular sneaker store, so.
Yeah, I think that what hurts a mom and pop more than consignment is actually Nike making those small stores have to buy a bunch of bullshit to get something good. So that's a bigger problem than consignment, because you got to understand, business is always business. The wholesale price after the company makes that price, the price that you choose to sell it for, if somebody will come and buy it from you as a store, if you could only sell it for $100 plus tax, and I came and bought everything a full size, you know what I'm saying? You made your money because you was only depending on making $100 plus tax, right? So it's not the consignment person, that's good business. But Nike making me have to buy this, that to get a Jordan 1, you're killing me because nobody's buying that. So you can't blame consignment. My personal opinion, blame the big dog. And I'm not just gonna put it on Nike, just the big dog. Just blame the big dog. And then your other question about Reimagine is very cool. But My only issue is that it was people in the game that was doing that before Nike, and customizers, and I feel like that Nike hurt the customizers' pocket, and that's kind of messed up. Whatever, because I knew guys overseas that I used to send my Jordan 1s to get them done, and now Nike drop shoes like that, and I feel like that is taking food out of the community because the customizers matter too.
With the first question, I don't know if there's many mom and pop stores left anyway, but how Trinidad is saying, there's also like a problem with the whole big companies. You need to take a pass, but it's also that the little mom and pop shops, they sometimes don't want to change up or go with some new things. So it's a bit different. And for the reimagine, it's just shoes, it's whatever. It's good. Good is good. As long as the quality is good, I'm good.
Facts.
Thank you.
Okay, second person. Anybody got any questions? Yeah.
Hey guys. Oh, sorry. Light and easy question. If there's a silhouette that you can bring back so that we have more colorways to buy from, what would it be?
Barry Sanders, he's a football player, used to play for the Lions. He had his own shoe back in the day. Nobody in here, for the most part, really knows what that shoe is. But if you saw it now, 2024, in like new colorways, you'd be like, whoa, what Nike is this? Or what Reebok is this? Or what, or whatever, you know, I feel like that would be cool. Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, like the football players who had shoes back in the day. If you brought back football sportswear, like, that's why I said if I could do when Bryan asked the question about like dream stuff or whatever, it's like, dreaming about shoes, I'm too old to dream about shoes, right? But on something like good business, I love good business. Something that's not in the market is how many shoes, it's a wall of silhouettes in Nike sportswear that nobody in here has even saw yet. And I feel like that will blow your mind if you saw some of the shoes from the 90s brought back now, football stuff.
Yeah, we actually did one of those. The Reebok Freestyle Highs. We were the ones that actually. It's a little bit of a long story. I tried to make it short. So this was Philadelphia. I went to like West or somewhere with a guy, a friend of mine. He said like, I'm gonna take you to a Korean shop. We went to the Korean shop.
Oh, Joseph's.
Yes, whatever. One of those shops. And the guy he had a store in Philadelphia, official, whatever, or South, whatever. He had a store. And he said like, Ed, I got a new spot. His name was Matt Hancock. So he brought me with his shit. We went to a store. Never been there. Came in, all 80s, and they had the Freestyle High was sitting right there. Got in. I made a deal, but you have to understand, this is proper ghetto. So people were coming in looking at me like, who is this guy? It was all fucked up. But I had my guy. He came back later after the hour. So I had the discussion, make a deal. I bought those in for $10. All the shoes that they had. I bought everything. Came back home, and it was all fully colors. So it was like neon colors, neon green, neon purple, neon everything. Sold them. We made a guarantee to the door. When you passed the door in Amsterdam, you couldn't bring them back. But all those women, they went to all the Foot Lockers and Front Runners and whatever stores they went. And the people over there, they looked at the shoe, they were like, look, I want to have the shoe to their sales rep. The sales rep was saying like, look, this is dead stock. I cannot get that shoe. So somebody at Reebok was like, oh, this is great. I need to get that shoe back. Fast forward, I got a call from Reebok like maybe a year later or a couple of months later saying like, look, thank you for bringing back, because then when they start making, if I knew now what I knew back then, if I knew what I know now, then I would have to go to Reebok and be like, look, you need to bring this back, give me percentages. No. I just lost, the only thing what I got back is a collab. But at the end of the day, you live and learn. So I've learned a lot from that collab. But it's bringing something back that nobody saw, and nobody believed in it. And you know, we brought it back, and then all of a sudden, everything was just like that. Same with Gel Light Tree, same shit. Yeah.
I guess Nike Air Burst because I need a new pair.
I just want them to make Air Max 95s like they used to look. That's it.
All right.
Thank you.
Nice one. Next question.
Guys. Yeah, I got a question. I got two questions actually. First one is, grape flavor skip my fit.
I can't see the shoes.
What do you say? Okay, yeah.
That's a classic. That's a drip.
There's a OG Ultra Boost.
The drip.
Grape flavor skip.
I like the jersey. That's a flip. Menu. Which one is this? What year?
Champions League winning season, 1999.
Okay, dope.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, okay. My second question is, Nike has had a pretty historic run with Barcelona. They've had pretty much shoes with Kobe, Kobe 6, Kobe 11s, the Barcelona colorway. Brandon, you've had the FC Zoom Barcelona, right? So, and Edson got the new Patta joints with Barcelona. So where do you rank all of the Nike joints with Barcelona?
Like, what's the best one? What's the best Barcelona Nike?
You're looking at it right now.
That might be it.
That just a recency bias?
I don't know what's the what's the like
The
best-
orange mango.
I think what's really cool to add to your question, right, is that like it's timing. Like obviously the sneaker has been around, but the timing of bringing this colorway back, I feel like it was perfect timing. It's hard to talk about Kobe because he's not here. You know what I'm saying? It's Kobe, dog. It's Kobe. You know what I'm saying? It's Kobe. So it's like, it's hard. It's just hard to put anything above Kobe. But I think that what more people would wear is an Air Max than a Kobe because more people walk and run than play basketball.
That is one thing also, but also what is also good is that it's FC Barcelona. So FC Barcelona is worldwide, same as Manchester United. There is not a thing that nobody in this room don't know about Manchester United as a football lover. I was in Jakarta a couple of days ago. It was at this collector's house. He had the 90, that shirt he had on, yeah, but then he had like was wearing on the pitch. Because that was my face too when I saw that. He had the auction. That shit is so crazy with the signing with everybody, but Manchester United is a thing. So if I was Umbro or Adidas or whatever, I would find a partner to team up and make something with those jerseys. Because those jerseys are so fire, especially when you have the Cantona one. Remember the the Cantona one with the kick. That black one. If you have with the sharp, come on now, you cannot lose. So any brand that's represented on that should think about it like, hey, let me do something, let's say with the complex guys, so try to make something happen with that thing. And plus also it's get some piece of history. And people need to know history more to appreciate the brand, the culture, etc. And that's why it's always good to know more about your own history, and embrace it. Don't be shy about it. Embrace it and then go further. Thank you.
All right, last question, all right?
Hello guys, my name is Tommy. I'm from Jakarta, from USS. I'd like to ask you guys a question. What sneakers do you guys regret not to cop at that time if you guys can back in time?
Which sneakers do you regret not buying?
I don't know.
The Legend of the Summer Jordan 2s. When I bought the 3s, And I was like, I get the twos, because I spent so much on the threes. I was like, I get the twos a little bit later. And now they're $25,000. And it's like, I don't want to, like last night I wore the cactus plant dunks, right? The diamond Swarovski, whatever. And those are $5,000, right? And I was like, damn. Like, now, once again, when you're a kid, it's like I just want to have the hypest, craziest piece on that nobody can do anything about. I know I spent more than you. I know you don't have it. But when you get older, it don't really matter like that. It's like, bro, I could take that money and start a business. I could buy a car. I could buy my auntie a house. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's the legend of the summer twos, because now they're $25,000 when I could have spent $3,500, you know what I'm saying, 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
I feel like I remember looking at Flight Club and wanting to buy maybe Corgi was always listing pairs of like Stussy SB Dunk Lows for, like $300. I was like, why didn't I do that?
Yeah, I mean, I know I told a story before. When I was a kid, I really wanted the OG Air Max Kukini in the wave colorway, and my mom told me, why are you going to buy these? You're not going to be able to wear them every day. They're ugly shoes. And I said, you're right. And I bought a pair of really lame shoes, so I regret not buying those sneakers when they came out.
I don't know, man. Sorry. I don't know. Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
All right, give these guys a big round of applause. I hope you guys are blessed by what they have shared. And I think let's take a picture before we go. All right, can we get you guys to all stand here and then we take a picture? Before that, if you guys got anything, you want to take a picture, you want them to sign, you guys can wait at the side there. And you can do that later, but for now, let's take a picture first. You want to get with the crowd or you want to get... Okay. Let's take one first.